Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Hope you're all having a great day. Just before we get into the video, as always, if you could please like the video or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's really much appreciated, and it helps me out and helps the videos out as well. So yeah, enough of that. Let's get in today. And as you probably already know, today is a green day. We are happy. So we didn't take any trades yesterday. There wasn't a much. Well, for me, there wasn't a lot to go with, but today there was actually quite a bit, but. We had one stock, FTNW, just showing lots of promise out of the gates, and that's basically the stock we traded. We took 2 trades on it, and before we go into the trades, as you see the buy and sell here, I'll just do a little pre-market recap. So basically pre-market, the highest one was FTNW. I think it was like 200%. Gapping up from $1 to $360. The other ones were we had ZYNE. I think this was about 10. I think it's like a 13 million float. But you see here, it gapped up from like the $5 to the $6. It was just a little bit meh, to be honest. It wasn't showing much promise with the gap up. It started to fade off, and even see at the open, it just went. So we was only keeping an eye on ZYNE, but nothing really happened. The other stock that come into play a bit later was EVER, gapping up pre-market from 650 up to the 725 area, but it just had no volume, as you see. So that's one stock to keep an eye on. Not a lot of volume happened, but it started to pick up, and we did get some big moves, but I didn't take any of these trades, and it's starting to move a little bit, but nothing great there. There were the main stocks we was looking at pre-market. Obviously, I think my attention and most all attention of the traders out there was on FTNW. The other stock that I think was doing quite well was NIO. Once it had a big fade out the open, but you could have brought this fade, and as you see here, it's nice. It's sort of grinding all the way up, but it's a nice move, and once again, you might be able to buy down here. When you get these, I know we got this green candle, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red candles at the last 7. Sometimes we can find some support around the 950 area and get a little bounce back up, but we won't be trading that, and I'm not sure what the float is. I think it's got 26 million shares already gone through, so very crowded. But yeah, let's get into the trade. So FTNW, this was the hot stock. This was the stock that everyone was watching. As you see, pre-market $1.20, made a big move up to around the 390 area, and then it's sort of consolidated. And I don't have the VWAP on this chart, but it was basically holding the VWAP, and around this support around the 330 area. So that was basically what I was keeping an eye on. I got a little bit trigger happy. So the plan for this trade was basically get in for the break of 350. I always forget this epic pen. Let me use this. I like this little tool just to help it visualize it a bit better. That's it there. So we got the $half mark here at 350, right there. So that was basically what we're looking for. $half whole dollars are always what we're looking for, the break, and break of the 350 up to the high of day. What we're looking for? We're looking for a pop basically back up to higher day, which is around the 380, and we got a pre-market pivot at 370. So once it breaks 380, yeah, we're looking at up to 370 realistically, and then if we get a nice pullback, we can then hopefully it goes up to $4. But we didn't have that today. But that was the plan: get in for 350. And get the break of up to 370 mark. So when the market opened, it was sort of stalling a bit here. It wasn't really moving anywhere, and we started to get a little bit of green. And on this candle here, the first candle facing right, I got in at, and we go to order history. 930. So I got in at 336. So. I mean, I'm actually in way too early here. This wasn't a good entry. This was quite a bad entry. We want to be entering as it's going to break 350. So I should be actually getting in a bit higher in when it's about to break, or I should be doing what I did actually do. We wait for the big. We get the selling out the gates, and then we get the rip up, and that's what we've seen a lot recently. So I got in too early. I'm a bit trigger happy. I saw quite a lot of green going through, but I didn't take into consideration how sort of crowded this was, because I'm not sure how many shares of volume was going through at the time. I think it was around 2 million, maybe even 3 million at the time. Well, we see here it was almost up to 1 million shares going through at that particular time. So it was very crowded. So I was just a bit trigger happy in a bit early. It pulled back down. Once again, my actual plan was to do either option, is to buy the pullback, go up, and then look for the break, or just go straight for the break. When we got this pullback, added to my position, got an okay feel at around 323. So then I have an average of quick maths 330. So average of 330, and then as you see, we get this big pop up back up to the high day, and then once I saw that 344. We had a nice profit, so I sold. I could have waited a bit more patiently for the break of 350, but it was a little bit. It's not like it just went instantly up and I sold it. It just went up. It had a nice pop up. It was sort of holding, and then I sold it, and then it went up again. So I could have been a bit more patient on it, but patience isn't really the virtue I have right now, because small account, $666 in the account as of now, and before commissions up from today. So I do need to just take profits quickly, keep taking profits, build the account. Once I get a bit more cushion on the account and my experience, then I can start to hold these a bit more longer. And as you see, if I did hold it, this is hindsight. We don't know if it's going to make moves like this, but it basically went from 340 all the way up to, what's that? 440, yeah. So it's gone from here, zoomed all the way up. What a crazy move. Would have made a lot of money there. So once we had this big move, not chasing it, any of these entries would have been quite risky. I mean, actually, hindsight, once again, and this is the thing that I've missed, is what we do want. When we get these big pullbacks, the entry would have been here. This would have been around the 365, 368 area. That would have been the entry to look for. So that's the thing to keep in mind. The thing I'm learning now from this video is we had the pullback, we had the big move. When this stock opened here and we see it's about to go break the high day, we could have got in there 368 for a push up to 380, 385, maybe even $4 if we're lucky. So that was probably the one I did miss out on. And hindsight's great to learn from. So that's a really good entry that we could have actually made on that big candle. So nevertheless, when we got the move, we got this big green candle that's making almost $1 move. We're not chasing it. We're not looking to get in at high day. It's made such a crazy move up. It was very risky to buy here. People would have bought here for 440 going to 450. It can happen, but it's such a risky trade. So when we got the first pullback, first pullbacks I was definitely looking for the pullback. That's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for this pullback to then consolidate and basically pull up. So buying a bounce and looking to sell back up into 440. Gaining 10, 15, 20 cents, whatever we can get. I just thought this made a big move, and I was kind of right in a way. It made this big move down, and I thought we might get a bit more of a pullback again. So that was when I was looking to get in. I got a really crappy feel at 407, even though it came all the way down to 390. I actually thought I was buying in for about the $4 mark as it's coming back up, but I got a really shitty feel, and then when I got the crappy feel, it bounced up a little bit, and I sold it for what was it? So we got in at basically 407, and we sold for 410, 3.5 cents, nothing really. As I said, I got the bad feel. I think it just popped a bit too quick when I got in, and otherwise, if we got in at our $4 as I planned, we sold for 10 cents. That's exactly what we're looking for. I mean, even if it was 8 or 9 cents, if you have 1,000 shares at 8 or 9 cents, it's $90 within like 5 seconds. It's decent money. And then after that, it just the only other option I was going to trade on this one, bit hesitant because I think I was up a lot of money already, was this pullback here. So this is basically done now. We're getting the red. Yeah, it's got the little bounce, but when we got this candle, it was such a massive washout, all the way from, what was it, like 395, let's say, all the way down to below 320, about 315. When we get that massive washout, we do always get on such an extreme washout. We do get a little bounce. So this was the other entry that I could could have bought here just for the little pop. Once again, we're looking, when we get these pops, we're just looking for, you know, 10 15 cents on these moves, because it's such a big move. So maybe 10 cents we're looking for, and anything over, you know, 6 7 8 cents is okay. And yeah, apart from that, once that faded off, I wasn't interested in the other stocks, had a few things to do anyway, and I just wanted to sort of get in the market, see what was available, take what I can get and get out, and that's all I'm looking to do right now. And once again, we made 31.44 before commissions. I took 5 trades, roughly $1 commission per trade, so we're up about $26, which is a great day for me. Definitely on 100 shares. Once again, if I had 1,000 shares, we'd be up about $260. So hopefully with time, you know, we keep increasing the share size over time when I start having some consistent months, and then we can start making some decent money. But really happy with today, and yeah, and that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.